Hello, my name is Richard Williams, and this is just another one of my Ammo Box Bluetooth speaker builds. Now you'll notice I already opened the box and you can see the inside of the box. And what you'll notice is just like many of the other ones that I've built, I've put an extra magnet on the back of each speaker. So in this case, unlike the other ones that I've been producing, this one has four speakers and thus there's four extra magnets that have been added. It's also using the current Bluetooth module or decoder board, and that is the Bluetooth 5.0. Just like the other ones that I've shown before, you'll see that there's a lithium ion battery pack right there, and basically I've run a toggle switch to the internal switch that's there. Matter of fact, the switch that you see is no longer in use. Matter of fact, you may notice that there's a little bit of glue that's protruding from both edges of the toggle switch. So that toggle switch is no longer to be used, but there's an external uh, toggle switch that's being used. So I'm gonna shut the box for just 1 second, give you an appreciation of what I'm talking about. So let's come over to this side. So I'm not gonna play anything right now, but I'm gonna put the module, I'm gonna turn it on, and there's a little bit of a hiss, a little noise that I'm getting. I've been using some sound, some ground loop isolators. Maybe perhaps I might have to try a different one, but it's just a small. Bluetooth mode. Oh, sorry about. Connected. So you see, it's already connected to my phone, which was not my intent. But you can hear that, just that hiss coming off of there. Now, when the music is playing, that hiss will go away, or it's not as dominant. Matter of fact, you really can't hear it once the music is playing, but you can hear that hiss. Now, I've used other modules and I haven't had that particular problem, so I'm gonna do some work until I figure that one out. So this is just one that I'm still working on. I'm trying to get some things going there. But matter of fact, here, let's do this for a second. I'm gonna just turn it down for a second. Turn that down. So you see the Bluetooth module. Matter of fact, if anyone has any suggestions as to what I can do to alleviate the background sound there, I'm more than welcome to accept any of those thoughts. Always trying to do a little bit better. Um, and so once again, as you notice, this particular module or Ammo Box Bluetooth speaker has speakers on both sides, and it sounds pretty good. Really, it does. Just like I said before, I'm having a little hiss issue. Um, but as you see, I've used some ground loop isolator. See that ground loop isolator right there? I'll just hone in on it just slightly. And there's a number of other ones that I've added. So you see one on that power cord, and then the other power cord, you see another ground loop isolator on there. So this is just the way I put mine together right now. And like I said, there might be perhaps even a better way to connect the Bluetooth itself. But when it's in play, as was mentioned before, you really can't hear the sound, the background sound, but you hear a little background sound when it's beginning. Um, so it's using that pile amplifier that supposedly 90 watts, but of course I think most of us that are familiar with these builds recognize that 90 watts is not true wattage that's coming from. Matter of fact, we usually, of course, those who make these builds will look for the RMS. So generally, we recognize that if it says RMS, this is the general working power or voltage in watts that it'll put out. So it'll put out so many watts RMS, and then whatever RMS it mentions is generally the true wattage that it'll put out. So once again, this is the one that claims to be 90 watts or 45 per channel, in which case with four speakers, then that would suggest that, basically you can double that amount of wattage that's being put out. But the reality is that this thing is not kicking that loud. It sounds pretty good though. It has some kick to it. And when I use a different Bluetooth module, I've been using a different Bluetooth module before. Sometimes I might even switch it out to kind of see what I can get out of it. But once again, you see I doubled up those magnets, and what that does, just for those who didn't see my other videos, is it adds just a little bit to the bottom line. In other words, helps the bass just a little bit. So once again, this is my speaker. If you feel free, if you see some things that you think you can apply to your own builds, be I mean, go on ahead and do that. Um, and if there's something that you can suggest, maybe perhaps you might put a comment below or something of that nature, and help me to see how I can perhaps not only make my speaker look a little bit better, but even get a little better sound out of it. So this is just one video, and what I'll do is I'll do another one to give you some sound bites. Okay, but there you go. All right then, that's my video. Thanks for watching.